King of Sports, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
You got us locked and loaded right here. NJPW Strong, we thank you very much for joining us. What a huge main event. We'll talk about that in seconds. I'm Kevin Kelly along with Alex Koslov. Alex, we're going to see tag team action in the broadcast. Fred Rosser coming to the aid of Adrian Quest against, I guess, the new team of Bateman and Barrett Brown.
Look, Kevin, Fred Rosser, as good as he is, he cannot save Adrian Quest from Barry Brown. Barry Brown has seen the light and he's attracted a more deranged man like Bateman. I don't think they have a chance.
Alex Coughlin's quest to take on the best around begins this week with the debuting star from Impact, Josh Alexander. An impressive resume.
Wow, what a matchup that's going to be. I cannot wait for the debut of Josh Alexander. That is a challenge for Alex Coughlin.
But you saw them collide in tag team action a few weeks ago, and tonight it's one-on-one. JR Kratos versus the strong arm of Satoshi Kojima. We can't wait for our main event, but let's head to the ring for our opening bout. Alex Coughlin versus Josh Alexander.
オープニングマッチアレックス・コグリンチャレンジ試合シリーズ15分一本勝負を行います。
Well, quite a test indeed for Alex Coughlin. Again, after the defeat at the hands of Hikuleo Alex Coughlin went to the New Japan matchmakers and said, I want more, keep feeding me stronger tests. This is how I will prepare myself for the next level.
Well, Alex Coughlin wanted a challenge. He's looking for a challenge, something different. And Josh Alexander is the man who answered that challenge, and what a challenge it is.
Alex Coughlin didn't want cupcakes. He didn't want tomato cans. But what he got is one of Impact Wrestling's top stars, one of the toughest men in the world.
That's right. Former two-time tag team champion at Impact Wrestling with Ethan Page. Also X-Division champion. The man has accolades, many accomplishments, amateur background. The man is dangerous.
Josh Alexander!
They don't call him the walking weapon for nothing, folks. And Alex Coughlin is going to find that out. Let's see how this challenge series goes. Could this be a precursor for Alex Coughlin to eventually graduate from the LA dojo? These challenge series generally aren't about wins and losses. They are about how well you handle yourself. This is a trial by fire. And And the bell sounds and we're underway. Thank you for joining us once again here on New Japan Strong. We're seeing a fireman's carry there by Josh Alexander. And of course, Alex, you know, in that transitional role between singles and tags, sometimes you can kind of get a little lost within yourself. But Alexander has made a great transition into a singles career.
Well, Josh Alexander, 6'1", 240 pounds, has been really putting himself through the ringer himself, polishing his skills, and what a powerhouse he is. Big power moves and a painful ankle lock submission in his arsenal. And Alex Coughlin will have to be very careful, and we're going to get to see if he has the answers.
Alex Coughlin immediately testing his neck's solvency. Of course, that neck issue put him on the shelf for quite a while, but he is well beyond 100%, as now stretching the quads and the hamstrings, and Alexander was trying to fight his way out.
Now, this is a smart game plan. If he can weaken the lower base of Josh Alexander, it'll be hard for Josh Alexander to wrestle Coughlin. And now taking the headlock.
Man, we can't wait to see JR Kratos one-on-one versus Satoshi Kojima. And we're kicking things off here with this as Josh Alexander tried to free himself from the headlock, and Alex Coughlin wasn't taking the notice there.
Now, Alex Coughlin, he does have a chip on his shoulder. He is trying to show to the New Japan world that he is better than his record is showing, that he can handle the challenge.
He's also trying to show, I think, that he's just as good as Carl Fredericks and Clark Connors, who have both graduated. He ran right through a clothesline. He ran right through a chop. And Alex Coughlin bulldozes Josh Alexander. My goodness.
Now, what a message sent early on in the match to Josh Alexander, running through a clothesline, a big two-handed chop, and just tackling him out all the way to the outside of the ring.
Midsection jammed into the edge of the ring, and Josh Alexander is feeling the power of Alex Coughlin. But of course, the walking weapon, very resilient, and we expect him to fight back. And it didn't take long. He catches Coughlin looking in, and now watch this.
Wow.
Using his own body as a battering ram to send Alex Coughlin flying to the floor.
Very innovative and effective maneuver. Attacking the back of Alex Coughlin. You can see the agony that Coughlin is in right now. Very impressive.
Josh Alexander's pro wrestling career has not been a straight arrow. Lots of ups and downs, has battled through injury and thoughts of perhaps walking away entirely from the industry as he rolls Coughlin under the bottom rope. But Josh Alexander is back better than ever and gets a near fall. This the trial series, if you will, a proving ground. An opportunity for Alex Coughlin to show what he can do. And who knows what else New Japan Pro Wrestling matchmakers will have dialed up for Coughlin in this series. They're starting off with a bang, though, with Josh Alexander. What kind of opponents would you want if we had an Alex Kozlov trial series?
Well, I would definitely want to settle some unfinished business. You can feed me Rocky Romero. I'll start with him, and then we'll go from there.
So really, your only issue is with Rocky?
There's some unfinished business, let's just say.
Be nice. Well, that elbow wasn't nice. Josh Alexander takes his time. He checks all the boxes for me, Alex, in terms of what you want to see in a professional wrestler.
Well, it's very true. He's very well-rounded. He has great submission skills, a lot of power moves in his arsenals, the way that he's got a lot of power as well. Now, look at that chop. It just angers Coughlin. Oh.
Listen. Oh!
But Josh Alexander not backing off, and now they're trading shots in that corner. Oh, God. This is when, Kevin, I realize that I'm grateful to be sitting
5 minutes has elapsed.
with you
5 minutes.
on the commentator's desk.
Yeah, these are the moments where you go, why did I choose professional wrestling? I could have been an accountant or a lawyer or something.
Oh,
Oh,
watch
look
out.
at this.
Watch out. This is what Josh Alexander is known for, a very painful ankle submission. But look at that. Coughlin had an answer for it.
Josh Alexander went to the ankle as a follow-up to that chop battle in the corner, and Alexander trying to get away, but Coughlin hooks him and drives him
Wow.
over the top with the German suplex.
Flips him backwards on his head. What power by Alex Coughlin.
Josh Alexander had something in mind, but Alex Coughlin refused to give Josh Alexander the space that he needed, and instead was able to waistlock the Canadian and take him all the way over. Very, very impressive.
What's even more impressive is that Alex Coughlin did not have a chance to prepare for this opponent. This was a surprise opponent for Alex Coughlin. The way that he was able to roll out of that ankle lock tells me that he is able to adapt on the fly, which tells me that he's ready.
Has to be ready for any and all here in this series. Alexander buries a knee to the midsection. That puts Coughlin down. Coughlin coming back to pass through. Watch this flying tackle on the money. Well, wouldn't this be a feather in the cap of the young lion, Alex Coughlin, if he beats Josh Alexander? What strength
Wow.
on the gut wrench. Hanging on, Alex.
Wow, and he's going for a second.
That one a little labored.
Watch out. Josh Alexander was able to hold on to the leg, and now he's applied the ankle lock submission.
Alexander trying to break down the defense by Coughlin, but again, rolling through. An even niftier escape that time, now into a single leg Boston Crab. Wow.
Alex Coughlin is showing some skills and is very, very impressive. This is the second time that he was able to release himself and reverse that ankle lock and apply a submission of his own. And look at the pain that Josh Alexander's in. We're talking about the challenge for Alex Coughlin. Right now, this is a challenge for Josh Alexander.
We are on the Ignition Tour here on New Japan Strong, and what a fiery way to get things started. Of course, our main event, Satoshi Kojima versus Team Filthy's JR Kratos. Alexander catches Coughlin with the elbow. Coughlin, well, you can tell the pace and the power the men have displayed in this match have taken their toll. Coughlin laboring as he's trying to drag Josh out of that corner. The veteran move, though, hanging on to the rope. So Coughlin's going to have to break him down to pick him up to move him again.
Oh!
Wow.
What a forearm.
Coughlin wildly charging, rolling up, rolling through. German suplex. The bridge and a near fall. You don't get much closer to 3 than that.
That was called, and that was a close call, and that just shows the resiliency of Alex Coughlin. He's definitely showed up to fight.
So Josh Alexander he's already proven himself in Impact, looking to prove himself here on New Japan Strong, and this could be it. But Coughlin refusing to be taken over here. Another attempt, another effort.
Oh, what a shot. Oh, my goodness, Kevin.
Chopped him in half, and now watch the power of Alex Coughlin on display once again. The bridge, 2, and a kick out.
The best neck in the business.
Absolutely. That neck injury that kept him on the shelf for a long, long time. Now that neck is beyond 100% healthy.
I mean, he's taken that time off wisely. He trained very hard, built even more muscle than he's had to protect himself.
Boy, Alexander wrestles so smart. He realizes he's in trouble, and he'll use the ropes. He used the corner, now back to the top rope again.
And look at the way
Let's
that
see here.
Look at the way that he
10
corners
minutes have elapsed. 10 minutes.
Coughlin by that corner.
Now swung to the outside, sweep the leg, and doing the work that he needs to do to set up this ankle lock.
And is cranking on that really tightly, and now he laid down, wrapped his legs around that leg. It is very difficult to find an escape from this position.
Boy, you can see the angle in which that ankle is bent, but look at this!
Look at the power!
My God, his ankle was still trapped,
Wow.
but a drop down and a trip, and again, right back into the ankle lock.
Boy, these men are fighting for everything that they can do to each other. Everything costs effort here. Oh my God, just Alex Coughlin's head just got punted.
And now here we go.
Oh my God.
Look at this, the bridge. Trying to power up. Trying to power up. Coughlin trying to push down. Blocking the bridge out attempt of Josh Alexander. But watch this.
A double underhook pile driver.
And it is over. Boy, you had that one scouted perfectly. Alex Kozlov, you told us. He'll use the ankle lock, but he has all the weapons. Josh Alexander, as good as advertised. If this was your first look at seeing that young man, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander is the real deal. And boy, did he have to work hard to beat the young lion, Alex Coughlin.
And I gotta say that that is the best of Alex Coughlin that I've seen.
I would agree with you there. My man, we're just getting rolling here in the Ignition Tour. Coming up next, tag team action. Fred Rosser coming to the side of Adrian Quest against Bateman and Barrett Brown. Sparks will fly in that one. Stay with us.
第2試合20分一本勝負を行います。
Folks, you might take a look at this newly formed team and say, Barrett Brown and Bateman, they're like oil and water. But Alex Kozlov, it looks to me like Barrett Brown is drinking the Kool-Aid that Bateman is serving.
I don't see oil and water. I see an aioli. A good old olive oil and mayonnaise mix. They're gelling well together. Barrett Brown has seen the light and has attracted this demonic circus monster that is Bateman. And I'm loving what I'm seeing.
We were all surprised when Bateman accompanied Barrett Brown to ringside for the one-on-one match between former tag team partners, Barrett Brown and Adrian Quest. And of course, it was that man right there who jumped up on the apron of the ring. The visual distraction, but distraction the key word. That's what gave Barrett Brown the victory over Adrian Quest. And isn't that what Barrett Brown wanted all along, to win? But he didn't even win by himself.
Hold on a second, Kevin. Let's not put the blame on Bateman for the distraction. Let's put the blame on Adrian Quest for being distracted.
Well, I appreciate Fred Rosser stepping up and going to Adrian Quest and saying, hey, man, I saw what went down. I don't dig that. Let me help you if I can. And Adrian Quest said, let's do it. Here we go. Adrian Quest and Fred Rosser will now tangle with Bateman and Barrett Brown.
Well, of course, Fred Rosser always has to step in and save
him a glory hound? Don't besmirch the good name of Mr. No Days Off.
Well, I by no means mean any disrespect to Fred Rosser, because he is a whole other animal and he means business inside that ring. But I don't understand why he always needs to come in to make the save. Let Adrian Quest fend for himself.
Look at what
is what I say.
Fred Rosser stands for, right? No hate, no bullying. That's what he speaks about in schools and public appearances all over the country. And he saw what went down when Bateman visually distracted Adrian Quest that opened the door for the Barrett Brown victory. And that's exactly what Fred Rosser talks about. So I think it's very logical that Fred Rosser would come to Adrian Quest's aid, and kudos to Adrian Quest for accepting the help, because sometimes, look at that coward, not even giving Adrian Quest the opportunity to show that he's a better wrestler, instead tagging out, and it will be Bateman versus Adrian Quest.
Kevin, please have some patience. Let the man have his mind games. You will see them in the ring, trust me.
Bateman already eyeing up Fred Rosser in the red corner. And again, Bateman, of course, brings an unorthodox style that is rooted in the fundamentals of professional wrestling. It's like Bateman took pro wrestling as it's constructed and turned it 180 degrees and said, this is for me.
I couldn't agree with you more. He turned the fundamentals upside down, and he's made it work for himself. And what a big chop, completely knocking Adrian Quest off his feet.
Bateman is a big dude, too, and Adrian Quest using the quickness to take the bigger man over. Nicely done there. Here comes Adrian Quest, flips him over the top, but Quest stops his momentum. The block and the punch of his own. Quest now looking to springboard, missile drop kick. That's how you take the big man down. Adrian Quest getting it done. Now he's going to look for a tag, I would imagine. Yes. Fred Rosser tags himself in, and the double axe handle into the back. Fred Rosser, of course, having that no disqualification war against Hikuleo. The first no DQ match here on New Japan Strong. And you know what? After as violent as that got, Alex, it might be the last.
And what a match that was. I'm still surprised to see him recovered from that brutal
matches
battle.
like that can shave years off of your career. Barrett Brown tags in, and Rosser trying to fight out of the 2-on-1 situation as Barrett Brown snatches the side headlock here on Mr. No Days Off. You know what that means, Alex, right? Mr. No Days Off?
Well, I certainly understand the philosophy of Fred Rosser. He is training as if he's a young lion. He doesn't take a day off. He's always learning.
Outquicking the quicker man. Barrett Brown gets put down. Great agility there with the leapfrog. This time Rosser catches and sends Barrett Brown flying. JR Kratos one-on-one against Satoshi Kojima in our main event coming up. But maybe this will be how things get settled between former partners Adrian Quest and Barrett Brown. Squashes him in the center of the ring.
Well, of course, Adrian Quest can't get it done in singles competition, so he needs to get a little bit of help. Well, let's see if it
Barrett
works.
Brown, of course, got the first singles victory of his New Japan Strong career with the win over his former tag team partner, Beald, across the ring. Of course, the team of Barrett Brown and Adrian Quest fell apart because they were picking up victories, but Barrett Brown was miffed that he wasn't the one getting the 1, 2, 3, but rather it was Adrian Quest. And Quest was like, chill out, man. We won. Be happy. Barrett Brown wasn't satisfied.
It's easy for the winning man to say, chill out, we won. You know, and for a period of time, I thought that maybe Barrett Brown was losing his mind. But now I understand.
Watch this.
I understand his... Oh, no, don't get caught in that. Oh, thank
suplex
goodness.
on the apron of the ring would have been over for Barrett Brown. Bateman comes to the aid, and then Barrett Brown clips him with that head kick.
That is tag team right there. Tag team at its best.
Can you imagine that Barrett Brown will be the one to say the only one who ever looked out for me was that psychotic individual, Bateman?
I think it's fitting. You know, it's our trials and tribulations that make us who we are. And I see the resemblance between Barrett Brown.
There is some
Bateman.
of that unorthodox moves from Bateman there. And now grabbing the nose, pulling Rosser back in, not by the arm, not by the leg, but grabbing the nose of Fred Rosser and now driving the knee directly into the top of the spine, the base of the neck. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Dragging his neck over his knee to the mat. Now, Bateman is a very effective big man, able to conserve his energy, very methodical in his movements. And now, Barrett Brown trying to isolate Fred Rosser.
Rosser tried to get over to the corner to tag Adrian Quest, but Barrett Brown shut that down in a hurry. Fred Rosser has amazing recuperative powers. Just when you think you've got him down and hurt, he's able to muster up a second effort and nearly was able to get to the tag. Now I thought he was going to cover him, but rather instead trying to...
Did you see Fred Rosser put his hand over the face of Barrett Brown? Is that even legal?
The elbow sleeve had taken that off, I think, and gone into the face of Barrett Brown, but now the tag to Bateman. Oh! Caught him in the side of the neck.
Bateman is so effective with his strikes, and he is so unpredictable. It's hard to prepare for a man like
Rosser.
Bateman.
That's a veteran move right there. Running around the corner post to re-enter the ring much closer to the corner. But if you notice, Adrian Quest had gone to the opposite side of the red corner. So Rosser's effort to close the distance really didn't pay off, especially with Bateman closing in on him.
It was an unsuccessful attempt because Bateman was there waiting for him. And so you got to give props to Bateman for being aware of everything that's going on. He's a smart wrestler.
Fred Rosser and Adrian Quest haven't been a tag team. So again, those are the things that you will learn over time. Bateman with the waist lock. Rosser trying to free himself. He needs a tag.
Trying to elbow out, but Bateman a little too strong for him.
Got to get Bateman off the waist, and now we'll pick him up and drive him down. That took something out of Rosser as well. So both men feeling the effects of the back suplex, and now Rosser having to use that recuperative ability to finally get over to the corner. Can he tag Adrian Quest? He will make the tag simultaneously both sides. Former partners collide. Here we go.
And you can see the anger and the anxious attacks from Adrian Quest on Barrett Brown. He's been waiting to get his hands on Barrett Brown.
And a kick out. And Adrian Quest is a man possessed right now. Barrett Brown doing his best to cover up. Adrian Quest felt betrayed by Barrett Brown, attacked from behind, and no satisfaction after Barrett Brown got the win in their singles affair. Catches him out of midair.
You gotta admit, this is the most focused Barrett Brown
I absolutely agree. It's like the weight of the world is finally off his shoulders, but now in the grips of...
Oh, no! And Fred Rosser is not even the legal man. Can the ref regain some control over this match?
How about that shooting star press to Ernst Bateman with the senton to break up the pin. Barrett Brown lost his perspective, got too close to Rosser, got caught. Now Bateman and Rosser. There goes Rosser out to the floor. Bateman's going to stay in the ring and help his tag team partner, Alex. Well, that was the plan anyway. Oh, here we go.
Oh, just drops him face down on that mat.
And Rosser coming back in. Emotion taking over Fred Rosser. Knee to the side of the head of Bateman. Look at that thrust kick. Puts Fred Rosser down.
What an effective execution of that super kick. Almost as good as Phantasmo's.
Finally, just me and you. Swing and a miss. Barrett Brown with the elbow.
And it looks like Bateman made the tag, but I don't think Adrian Quest is aware of that.
No,
as he
he's
does
not.
the spinning DDT on Barrett Brown.
And Bateman is waiting for his time, waiting for his moment. Look at this. Almost the same situation. This time Bateman physically going after Adrian Quest. Not the visual distraction. My God, Alex, look at this.
Oh, and the jumping pile driver, and that is it. That is it,
Yes,
folks.
indeed.
Time 9 minutes and 41 seconds. Here are your winners, Barrett Brown and Bateman.
Oh, boo-hoo. Barrett Brown didn't get the win. Is he going to get mad at Bateman now?
Well, Fred Rosser, I understand his frustration, but he needs to respect the winners of this match.
Look at this. Barrett Brown is ecstatic. He didn't get the win, but yet he's thrilled that Bateman beat his former partner. And look at these two getting face-to-face here. Whoa!
Oh, well, come on. This is uncalled for. Fred Rosser being a sore loser. Just respect the winner. Come on
Bateman
now.
escaping with his life there. Something tells me things aren't over between Fred Rosser and Bateman. Rivalries burgeoning. Match after match, it seems, here on New Japan Strong. Satisfaction indeed for Bateman and Barrett Brown. Coming up after the break, the long-awaited singles match between J.R. Kratos of Team Filthy and the legend, the strong arm, Satoshi Kojima. Don't go anywhere. Strong continues.
That's what we did tonight. What we said we would do. Dug it in.
Twist. The knife goes in, and you twist to keep the wounds open. That way you bleed them slow.
Slow and dry. Slow and dry. As I said before, I did what I said I would do. Myself and Bateman have taken over, you could say, not just a division, but New Japan Strong is on notice now. Barrett Brown and Bateman are obviously a force to be reckoned with, as Mr. Rosser and Adrian Quest have just been introduced.
See, that's the thing. When someone like Barrett Brown or Bateman wants to hurt someone, we just go out and we find someone to hurt. And it looks like Fred Rosser has taken issue with that, and he wants to call me a bully. It's fine, Fred. You can call me whatever you want. I guarantee you, over my lifetime, I've been called worse. I am not a bully. I am inevitable. The thing about all of this is this is when I feel alive. And I saw in your eyes, I saw that fire. And pain is a teacher and a motivator. And Fred Rosser, I guarantee you, you and I have a lot to teach each other. I will be waiting.
What'd you up to?
Oh, I'm checking out new merch on Token Shop Global.
Oh yeah, they put out new products like every month. I just got a t-shirt.
I got a beautiful towel.
I just got boxers.
Oh yeah?
I'm wearing them right now. I just ordered a mask.
Good, the sooner the better, because I don't want to see your ugly face.
I love Token Shop Global.
I as well.
The stars of today and the legends of the past come together on your smartphone. NJPW Collection. Pick up cards from special draft events. Use your collected cards to form your own faction, or exchange them for limited edition special cards. Check in live from venues or remotely from home to get special tickets and items. Add all of New Japan Pro Wrestling to your collection now. NJPW Collection.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge announcement for you here on New Japan Strong. Beginning in 3 weeks, Tag Team Turbulence. An 8-team tournament with some huge names, a beautiful trophy, a huge prize on the line. Who will be the #1 team? The teams involved include TJP and Clark Connors, Violence Unlimited, Chris Dickinson and Brody King, the DKC and Kevin Knight, Team Filthies, Danny Limelight and JR Kratos, Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata and Ren Narita, Wheeler Yuta and Fred Yehai, the West Coast Wrecking Crew, Jorel Nelson and Royce Isaacs, and making their New Japan Strong debut, the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Machine Gun Carl Anderson. The tournament gets underway in 3 weeks here on New Japan Strong. And what a main event indeed here on the Ignition Tour.
Well, this is a main event that I've been looking forward to seeing. Anytime I see this man who some call the God of War, I would just call him Hell Creator. He is fun to watch. Only when I'm sitting behind the desk.
Yeah, way far away, man. JR Kratos and Satoshi Kojima tangled in tag team action a couple of weeks ago. While Carl Fredericks was getting the win, the #1 contender for the Strong Openweight Championship, Kratos and Kojima were locking horns, and no better place than to settle it here on the Ignition Tour. JR Kratos is ready for battle.
I think he's looking right at you, Kevin.
No, please. Between you trying to stir up trouble between Kratos and I, saying I was going to have some sparring session.
He needs bodies, Kevin. He needs bodies.
Is that all I am to you, is just a body?
That's all you are to Kratos. Not to me, of course not. A former IWGP heavyweight champion.
Yeah, what a treat.
With so many accolades, he is a living legend, and he's gracing us with his presence, although I don't think Kratos feels the same way.
No, there was definitely a rude greeting for that man, courtesy of JR Kratos. Satoshi Kojima, back again here on Strong. Kojima's had a busy schedule. He has been not only training in the LA dojo, competing here on Strong, also seeing action on Impact Wrestling as well.
Kojima Satoshi!
He has done it all in his pro wrestling career, but the one thing that Kojima has yet to do is unleash that strong right arm against the massive JR Kratos.
And that is something to wonder about. Can that strong arm have an effect on the monster that is Kratos?
Now, Kojima has not won a singles match without the use of the lariat since 2008. So if he hits JR Kratos with it, and that's an if he hits that lariat, would it be enough to keep Kratos down? Bell is sounded. We're underway. This is our main event. Folks, a quick reminder, the Ignition Tour concludes next week here on New Japan Strong. Our main event will be Carl Fredericks challenging Filthy Tom Lawler for the Strong Openweight title. And Kojima finding out that JR Kratos is strong in his own regard, Alex.
Well, he's very powerful. 6'2", 286 pounds. Has been trained by Josh Barnett. He is a very dangerous opponent. He has more than one weapon to beat his opponents with. Whereas Kojima, he's got the lariat.
Well, Kojima has a lot of tricks up his sleeve as well. You don't come through the New Japan Dojo system like Kojima did back in the early 90s and not learn a thing or two about a thing or two. We'll see if he's able to employ that, though, against a massive human being. Kratos sending Kojima off the ropes and running into the brick wall that is JR Kratos is Kojima. He'll try it again. Alex, what do you think about Kojima running into Kratos?
I think that Kojima is finding out that Kratos is a different kind of beast. Perhaps a beast that he's never faced before. This type of monster.
Look at the drop down. Back to his feet and the diving shoulder tackle.
And that's another thing. Have you ever seen a monster, a big man like that, move in such a way? He's so agile, so athletic.
I'll put Kratos in the category of Jeff Cobb, which is certainly rarefied air. But athletes the size of Kratos don't normally possess all the weapons that Kratos does. And look at Kojima down on his face. And now stomping on the strong arm, stomping on the hand, doing all he can to weaken that lariat arm.
1, 2.
Ooh, and a hard punch. And we've just started only a few minutes into this match. And Kojima is already taking a lot of punishment.
So Kojima rolling back into the ring. And JR Kratos has Kojima flat on his back. Elbow. And again. He'll go to the cover here. And Kojima presses him off at 2. But JR Kratos got to be feeling good about himself and what he's been able to accomplish so far, Alex.
I mean, look at Kojima. He's laying face down in the middle of that ring, barely being able to get up. And Kratos is just confident and in total control, dominating the legend that is Kojima.
And think about Team Filthy as Kratos continues to wail away on Kojima in the corner. If Filthy Tom Lawler is successful in his title defense next week, and if Kratos beats Kojima here, my goodness, Team Filthy is in firm control of New Japan Strong.
Wow, look at the way that he tosses Kojima like a rag doll.
Jeremy Marcus counts to 2. Kojima able to kick out, but my goodness, what a display of strength by JR Kratos.
I have to give respect to Jerome for being so brave as to be in the same ring as Kratos.
That would be Jeremy, and his last name is Marcus. He's our official.
Get up.
Got a feeling JR Kratos is becoming more and more of a household name with what he has done so far on New Japan Strong. But if he beats the legend in Satoshi Kojima here, it's the stratosphere for Kratos. Oh,
look at that
sends it flying.
suplex, tossing him across the ring from post to post. Absolute domination so far in this match. Right now, if you were a betting man, you would be betting on the monster Kratos.
And Kojima slowly pulling himself up in the far corner. Here comes Kratos with the charge. Desperate to get that boot up. And now Kojima starting to unload. Machine gun chops into the barrel chest of JR Kratos.
Oh, and that just angered the monster. That just unleashed more out of him. Oh my God, and he returns a crazy, massive chop of his own.
Downstairs, upstairs, wailing away. Kratos bludgeoning Satoshi Kojima.
That almost invigorated the monster. That was machine gun chops by Kojima.
There goes Kojima, whipped corner to corner. Kratos follows in again. This time, Kojima slips aside.
5 minutes has elapsed. 5 minutes.
And perhaps this would be the game plan for Kojima, to be as elusive as possible, because it is very hard to escape from the punishment of Kratos.
Look at Kojima mixing up the strikes as he now fires him across. Ichizo, bad word. The signature taunt from Satoshi Kojima. He'll look to mount the top rope and drop that elbow. Let's see, but look at Kratos back on his feet.
Well,
A look of horror on the face of Kojima.
Kojima took too long to get up to the top rope to drop that elbow. It's going to take a lot more to keep the monster down.
What's interesting, it's the same amount of time he normally takes. That's how tough Kratos is. Oh, my God. No. Come on now.
This will end the career of Kojima right here.
Don't let this happen. Don't let it end like this.
And Kojima hanging on for dear life. Because if he is going to release the whole of the ropes, he is going down hard.
Now, wait a minute now.
Oh!
Drops him there, DDTs him. Kratos' head rings off the edge of the ring.
Perhaps the most effective maneuver by Kojima, dropping the neck on that hard surface of the apron.
Kojima's entire career flashed before his eyes, but he was able to fight out of trouble and instead drop JR Kratos. This could be the opening, the opportunity that Kojima has been looking for.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Kojima could have just left the monster on the outside and rolled back in. But that is not a good look for a legend like Kojima. He wants a clean win.
He does, and he's going to go back to the top. He will not be denied. Koji drops down the elbow.
This time he connects.
Cover 2, and Kratos is able to kick out. His journey began, Kojima's journey began, as we mentioned. He was a young lion, came up through the New Japan Dojo system, won the Young Lions Cup, and then, of course, went away on excursion, came back, and had a remarkable career, not just in New Japan, All Japan as well. Rolling, no!
Oh my God, what a chokeslam powerbomb. Will this do it?
No, he kicks out.
There's no denying in the accomplishments of Kojima, but perhaps he has met somebody that he cannot match to. A monster at his prime, that is Kratos.
Oh, watch this, folks.
Wow.
Kojima taken for a ride, 2, and he kicks out.
Kojima is 230 pounds, and J.R. Kratos made it look like, he made Kojima look like a lightweight.
But Kojima's toughness propelling him to kick out. And now J.R. Kratos with designs on more offense.
Oh!
DDT, but this time Kratos shrugs it off and smiles. My God, what a monster!
This is what I'm talking about. Kojima has never faced anybody like the monster that is Kratos.
And again!
I mean, look at that. It's almost invigorating to him. All the punishment he's taken, he's absorbing it. And another.
And this time again, Kratos!
This man is not from this earth.
He's not human! He's absolutely not human!
Oh, and a lariat of his own!
But finally, J.R. Kratos snapping back to reality and the effect of those 3 DDTs. And the Koji cutter got him!
But
my God, what force Koji put into that cutter!
Unfortunately, Kojima's still hurting and unable to get to the cover, to get that win. He's only allowed himself the opportunity to recover.
Alex, you said it earlier on, this would be a main event anywhere. And my goodness, Kojima versus Kratos has been one hell of a war. 10 minutes have elapsed, and Kojima is in the driver's seat. But can he stay in control?
And Kojima attempting to suplex the monster. And look at the power, but Kojima lands behind.
There's a rolling elbow. And now Koji takes him up and over.
Barely able to execute that suplex. I have to say, I don't know where Kojima's getting this.
Wait a minute, 2, What a kick out.
I mean, Kojima is able to mount a succession of attacks, still not enough, still trying to recover.
These two men have battled each other to a near stalemate here, but perhaps the final blow. Loading up the strong arm. Will it be? Will it be? Can it be?
Oh!
No!
A jumping knee from Kratos.
The reversal underneath. The lariat puts him down. Koji to the cover. 2. He got him.
Wow.
Time, 11 minutes and 26 seconds. Here is your winner, Satoshi Kojima.
Well, Kojima able to get the victory, but after so much punishment, I'm not sure if he'll be able to stand for a while after this one.
All the fights, all the wars that Kojima has been involved in a 30-year career, I don't think he's ever been in one quite like this. But Satoshi Kojima comes out on top. And what a broadcast here on New Japan Strong. The Tag Team Turbulence announcement. Tremendous action. Kojima wins the main event. And next week, the Ignition Tour concludes with some real gems, including our main event. The Strong Openweight Championship up for grabs. Filthy Tom Lawler defends against #1 contender Carl Fredericks. Alex, any last thoughts about next week and our championship battle?
Well, I'll just tell you this. Next week is going to be Team Filthy all the way. It's Filthy Week. Let's get filthy.
We'll find out what happens. Join us next week, the culmination of the Ignition Tour, right here on New Japan Strong. For Alex Kozlov, I'm Kevin Kelly. We'll see you then.